Palestine, special edition, Joe Sacco. This is actually a book that's actually pretty hard to get. This one I found in a thrift store. You got the other hard cover version, you got the soft cover. But this one just, it doesn't, those two don't have everything that this one has, but it has most of it. It has the comics in it. This one wrote in 2007. Okay. Joe Sacco, he is a journalist. He's also a cartoonist, obviously a comic. But he does a lot of cartoons and comics on Palestine. Some reflections that he had here. He said, I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm going to kind of like skim through just a little part that I found interesting when I first got the book. And he said, I have often been asked why I stuck my nose in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. In fact, I have answered the question so many times that long ago my response began to seem stale even to me. But I will repeat it here because it is true. I went to the occupied territories because I felt compelled to. That is, I had begun to understand something of the oppressed of the Palestinians. I was appalled and I was overwhelmed with an almost physical need to act. Yes, as I've been told, there are worse injustices in the world and greater mounds of bodies elsewhere, but two things ate at me besides the vague obligation to pay attention to the distant people's suffering. I was a U.S. taxpayer whose money, my money, was being spent to perpetrate the occupation. And I was a graduate of the University of Oregon School of Journalism, aghast at how poorly, should I say awful, American journalism were presenting the issue. As far as the former point goes, Israel, as you probably know, gets more U.S. financial aid than any other nation, and I didn't and don't like the idea of directly or indirectly funding its land-grabbing settlement projects or other aspects of its brutal occupation. It was a little hard for me to kind of read around this light right here. It's a whole little setup that I got here, but anyway, I managed to get through it. But the key things what I thought was when it was interesting at that time, just reading occupation like now, because I haven't seen it in a book or on news or anywhere about it being occupation, but actually I grew up knowing, it's like we only knew it as an occupation, as the Jewish people occupying the land. I think just now, in the last couple of years, it's we call it everything but that. But anyway, that's what it's pretty much always was. As we knew it to be. It was of course the Jewish people, they after World War II pretty much went to Palestine and occupied the land. But anyway, this is some of the stuff. He got a lot of different comics here that you can see. Of course, like I said, the soft cover and the dark cover. Let me take another picture. So he goes into that, different conflicts with the young men throwing rocks, bricks, lady in the bed, suffering, pictures. It's a lot. It's a lot that he covers in this. And the thing is with these comics and these books is more than just reading it, because of course by being a comic book, you got to see the picture and you read the little captions, which I'll get into. I won't do all of that. But here, is when this one right here, where a guy getting thrown out of the bed by soldiers, broke his arm, they're kicking his arm and stuff, of course, that kind of stuff is happening. Then he goes into over in Cairo, different things that's going on over there. Of course, Cairo is not too far from the Gaza Strip, excuse me. Other little different comics and stuff that are in here. It's really a book that's called Cartoons. The drawings, caption, something funny in a little theme, or something not so funny. Definitely a lot of graphic stuff in here. that he's covering. But you know, it's just interesting to see the Palestinian people as like actual people, as actual, you know, human beings in here, because you don't really see it. You always, you know, see images of them fighting or throwing rocks or shooting, or dying or blowing up, but they actually have different things that they're going through, like we do, like anybody do, like any year. But this is a good book if you don't know of a good book, but this is one that's good that you can actually kind of go over, and you got, this is a conversation starter. Most of the books that I go over are conversation starters, but you know, you go like different, there was this one other part, but it's a bunch of stuff in here. I don't want to get into it, but you would just flip through it, read this, and there's not a lot of heavy reading, because obviously it's like a comic book. Just like that. Y'all know how it go. Anybody that's of age or in the comic books, you see the picture, then you got the little caption. Read the picture caption, or a little bit, go down. It's interesting. They got the camps. They went into that. And what, you know, what they go on there, the Palestinian side of what's going on in the camps, the comics. And a lot of stuff that he went over in this is from real people, real Palestinians, and what their opinion, what their views are, what's going on in their country. So, and he just made comics out of it. Some of them may be entertaining, some of them may be truthful, but definitely some graphic stuff in here. So if you got kids, just know there's definitely some graphic stuff in here, some language in here too. But anyway, this is a, you go on. It's a pretty decent book. It's a lot of stuff here. I'm just trying to get through as many pages here. I know y'all don't want to see me flip this whole thing here. Then refugee land. This is something. Ooh, yeah, you wanna read this one. Get a picture of that. All right. So this is on Palestine. Good book to read. Again, Joe Sacco. Okay, a few more. Yeah. Let's see. Let's take something out right here. Let's take one of these comics. So we get an example. Two to the other one. The boys. I don't know if I read this, but that one's kind of long there. Yes, part 3 and part 2. Actually, this one was something here, because, yeah. And then let's see about the guy, how he ended up getting out of the hospital there. In part 4, the wheelchair. Yes. The rain, hovering up in the house. Yes. So, but this is one of those ones. I'm going through this fast, but I was trying to find another thing. Ooh, all right, so a soldier behind a barricade shot him in the head. I saw him fall. I was outside, but I didn't know which sun which son it was. I ran to him, but the neighborhood held me back. He was taken to the health center and taken to the hospital in Khan Yunis. I think I said that correctly. We followed him there. The soldiers stopped the car, which his father and siblings, and started to beat them. So this is just constant stuff or whatever. This is their normal life. All right, so we, you know, but it's just in comic form, in cartoon form. But anyway, I just thought to share this because I came across this book in all of my books, and I forgot about this one, but I remembered and forgot and remembered, and I said, oh yeah, why not whip this out right now? That's a perfect time. Why not? Why not? So, all right, here we go. Through others' eyes, first and foremost, I am a gentleman. These young Tel Aviv ladies on the day trip. Require directions to the old city. I'm happy to lead them. All right, let me go on to that. Chaperone people through the city and all that. Ooh, all right, y'all. The next one. Almost got to the end. I'm gonna finish it out. And this one goes into about him explaining it. They're going through questions in the restaurant. Ran into some people across the street, and some fighting broke out. That sort of thing. So, got all of that. But even though this is a comic, and even though it's this, but you know, and it's a cartoon, it's, you know, it's not a, it's real. But and Joe Sacco knows it. I don't know if y'all ever seen him on YouTube or anything, but he definitely goes into it and goes into depth. You hear him speak. So, all right, that's actually him right there. Yeah, that's him. All right, y'all.